Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome everyone to our new lesson 1.5, My Favorite People. In this lesson, we will read and enjoy a poem about special people. First, we want to listen to the poem by playing the audio, then we can discuss the activities.
Track 5. Poem A.
I am Super Samson Simpson. I'm superlatively strong. I like to carry elephants. I do it all day long. I pick up half a dozen and hoist them in the air. It's really somewhat simple, for I have strength to spare. My muscles are enormous. They bulge from top to toe. And when I carry elephants, they ripple to and fro. But I am not the strongest in the Simpson family. For when I carry elephants, my grandma carries me.
Poem B.
Our teacher's multi-talented. He plays guitar and sings. He paints impressive pictures and can juggle 20 rings. He dances like an expert. He can mambo, tap and waltz. He's also quite a gymnast, doing airborne somersaults. He's something of a swimmer. He's a champion at chess. It's difficult to find a skill that he does not possess. He speaks a dozen languages. He's great at racing cars. He's masterful at fighting bulls and studying the stars. He's good at climbing mountains. He can wrestle with a bear. The only thing we wish he'd learn is how to comb his hair.
All right, guys. So this poem, what we want to do is read it and enjoy the facts in the poem. Second thing we want to focus on is the words of the vocabulary in the poem. You can see a dozen words in the poem. For example, hoist, enormous. All of the words that are in red color are words we want to learn today. So, for example, let's say a champion. A champion at chess. I want you to guess if this word is a verb or a noun or an adjective or an adverb, and do the same for the other words as well. Now, for another example, we have I picked up half a dozen. Now, dozen is a number and it refers to 12 in something. A dozen eggs or a dozen birds. It can be applied on many things, but a dozen specifically means 12. So if I say half a dozen, how much does that mean? Correct, it means 6. Now, Title 1, Our Teacher's Multi-Talented by Ken Nesbitt. Title 2, Super Samson Simpson by Jack Prilotsky. Now, we want to show the answer for the poem names. Poem A is the Super Samson Simpson, and poem B is the teacher's multi-talented. Now, we will be looking at the next activity for now. We have a set of pictures in activity 3. These illustrations we want to match with the lines from the poem. The first one has been done for you. So let's do number 2. For example, we can see the race car crossing the end line. So which paragraph or which part of the poem matches with the illustration? First, we want to find the related paragraph. Have you found it yet? All right. So we will reveal the first answer for the first illustration. So illustration number 2 refers to poem B, line 14. He's great at racing cars. Poem B, line 14. You can do the rest for the rest of the illustrations and match them to the correct line. Moving on to question number 5, word study. Remember we talked about a dozen and what it means. It means the 12 of something. So here we have a 12 of something and we have a blank space for the word. We have the definition ready, but missing the word. So you have to read and try to find the answer. If you can't, it's okay to guess, and then you can check your answer. So a 12 of something, we already explained this. The word is 12. Okay, number 2, B, very big. Now go back to the poem and find a word that refers to something very big. You can do all of the parts in activity 5, A to F, and check your answers after you've done. Here you can see the answers and check with yours. If you had any mistakes, please correct them. Then we will be moving to the next question. Read poem B again. Find and write phrases in your notebook that mean to be good at something. Let's go back to poem B. We have a set of examples like he dances like an expert. He is also quite a gymnast. Now we want to use such words to make our own sentences and to make our own phrases. For example, he's quite a smart person, or he's quite a good player. All right, you can put up any adjective or any descriptive adjectives. For example, expert. For example, if you go back, we also can use nouns like gymnast. Also, we have a new word, a champion at chess. A champion at chess. You can say a champion at football. It can work with many words. Moving on to word study, question 7. Use your dictionary to write a definition for these words. Impressive. So we want the definition for the word impressive. To comb, to juggle, to carry, to bulge, an expert. Let's take to comb, for example. We know that the word comb is a noun. To comb is a verb. So to comb is an act to do something, coming from the noun comb. So a comb is something we use for the hair. So the verb to comb basically means to brush your hair. Okay. Question 8 allows you to ask your partners or friends or family for the words and ask them to give you the definition, or you can give them the definition and ask them to give you the word itself. Okay. Let's take a look at activity 10. Be the best form of yourselves or of ourselves. What are your personal qualities? remember in poem B, there are quite a lot of personal qualities, like a champion at chess, like quite a dancer, quite a gymnast, things like that we can use for ourselves. Do you have any negative ones? So let's start with the personal qualities first. We can say, I'm quite a good player, or I'm quite a football player, or I'm an expert at anything, any type of sport, any type of hobbies you can use for such answer. Let's go to the next one. What are your special abilities? Last one, write notes about the best me. So you could make a short text about yourself and the best version of yourself, the good things you do, and you can make a text out of it. Moving on to question 11. Match the words from the poem that rhyme, then listen and check. Okay, so we want to find a word that rhymes with air. We can go back to the poem and try to read and find it, but for the time, I'll be playing the audio.
Track 5. Poem A.
I am Super Samson Simpson. I'm superlatively strong. I like to carry elephants. I do it all day long. I pick up half a dozen and hoist them in the air. It's really somewhat simple, for I have strength to spare. My muscles are enormous. They bulge from top to toe. And when I carry elephants,
Pause for a moment.
it's really somewhat simple, for I have strength to spare.
So the word is spare. Spare. We can go back to the poem and underline it. I have strength to spare. Spare is the same rhyme as air. Spare, air. Okay, so that's for the first word. I want you to do all of the words remaining. You can listen again to the audio with your ebook. There's a code in the cover of your book. You need to have the ebook to play the audio and complete the activities yourself. Okay, moving on to question 12. Choose words from the box to complete the verse about an inspirational person below, or use your own ideas. First, let's read and pronounce the words correctly, the ones we have in this box. The. The second word is guitar. Guitar. Three. Languages. Driving. Cars. Archery. All right. Now we have verses in question 12 that we want to complete with words from the box. She speaks more than the guitar, 3 languages, driving, cars, archery. She's good at playing. Pick a word from the box. If you don't know, try to guess the meaning. It's okay to make mistakes. So I'll read you now the answers if you are ready. She speaks more than 3 languages. She's good at playing guitar. She's masterful at archery and not bad at driving cars. You can put more than 1 word for each question. Now, that's it for today's lesson. Let's move on to the homework. Before we go to the homework, we have the project. I've already explained and asked you all to do project A. We have agreed to bring a board, and we also agreed to bring a sticky note, and in the class we would be writing verses or phrases, encouraging phrases or motivational posters in the classroom, and we will be sticking it on the board in the class. Then we would be hanging the board in the wall in the class. Okay. Then we have question 2, match the quotes to the pictures. We have 1 to 4. We want to match each one to the proper one. If you think someone needs a friend, be one. This could refer to A. If you think someone needs a friend, be one. We also brought a similar idiom or a similar motivational poster, which was a friend in need is a friend indeed. Okay. What we have in in 7.1.7 is what do you know now? It's a simply an overall review of the unit. You can do it by yourself and test your knowledge, test what you've learned in this unit. Then you can also rate what you can do. I can talk about personalities. If you can do it, then check the happy face. If you can't do it, check the not happy face or the sad face. But I'm sure that most of you or all of you already know how to talk about personal qualities. We've explained that many times, like I'm happy, I'm nervous, I'm excited, such personal qualities or personal habits. Okay, moving on to page 16, 17, 18, and 19. So four pages are your homework for today. We've also sent a daily report, so please go ahead and check that. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. See you later.